France is a wonderful country. It's a country which is very diverse. It's very central in Europe. It's one of the main European economies. And this is also the home of gastronomy.
You can find big groups, you can find startups, young startups, you can find international organizations, multicultural groups and communities, so you can share your own culture, your own skills, and I'm sure it will be a great journey. Teaching in business schools is extremely interesting because we get to look at real-life examples of companies for management and marketing, and I prioritize student involvement, both in the participation in class and also in bringing topics that they're curious about. So I try to create a really interactive environment where everybody learns from each other. I learn from my students, and I hope that they learn from me too.
Hi, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Darren Hunt. I'm the president of OR International School of Management. We're here today to talk to you about why you should consider studying in France and why indeed you should consider studying at OR International School of Management. I'm not on my own today. I'm going to welcome, first of all, our process and training manager, Niharika. Niharika, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How about you?
I'm very good, thank you. And we have our trusted partner with us here, Vikas from Diligent Immigrations. Hi, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine, sir. How are you doing? How are you
Very good,
doing?
thank you. Very, very good. Thank you. So thank you for being with us here today. The three of us will be here to answer your questions. What I'm going to do is show a short presentation. This is on YouTube, of course, so you can ask your questions, just put them in there and we will answer them when we get to the questions and answers. And of course, if you see anything that I've gone over a little bit too quickly, you can just go back to the video afterwards and just go through again. So thank you both for being here with me. I'm going to take you both off the screen now and bring you back in once the presentation's over so that you can help us answer any questions. Just before we do go, Vikas, could you just tell us a little bit more about Diligent so that everybody knows who you are, just in case we have some people that don't know? Did you hear that, Vikas? Okay, I think we're having some connection problems. Maybe we'll come
We
back
are
to that
Diligent
towards the
Immigration
end.
Solutions, a leading study abroad consultants. Are you getting my voice, sir?
Yes, we can hear you now. Go ahead, please.
Diligent Immigration Solutions is a leading study abroad. Diligent Immigration Solutions is a leading study abroad consultants based in Delhi. We precisely deal in study abroad consultancy, like helping the students to get offer letter from the institutions, right, and assist them in processing visa as well, right? We have around more than 6 years of experience in this field, right? And we are in expansion mode.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you very much for that, Vikas. So you'll be with us throughout, and then
We are in
we'll
expansion
come
mode.
back in at
Currently,
the end.
we are in
And if
Delhi in
anybody has
Institute of
any
Kalas.
questions, please don't hesitate. Okay, great. So let's get down to the actual presentation now. So our International School of Management, we offer a BBA, MBA and EMBA, which you may not know of, but I will explain to you, programs. And these programs are in two different subjects. You have International Business Management and International Hospitality Management. The first thing you must realize is that in those three words, there is so much to talk about. International, it's an international degree. France is very well known for its high level of education. So your degree would be recognized almost everywhere in the world. Business or hospitality, we offer both of those courses, and management. We are creating the managers of tomorrow. The idea is that you can manage a team once you have your bachelor's degree or your master's degree. So moving on, if I explain to you a little bit more about who we are and what we do. So Aura International School of Management was created in 2021, not just by myself, but with many of us in the team. We have two campuses today. We have one in the city of Lyon, which in the video you may have seen is known to be the capital of gastronomy in France. And then we have another one, which is in Paris, which I'll talk about immediately. So the campus in Paris is actually in a part of Paris that is called La Défense. Now, La Défense is actually the biggest business hub in Europe, the biggest business hub in Europe. So it just made sense for us to be there. Whether you're studying business or hospitality, being in the capital is obviously very good for you and your future. Just a couple of photos here from the campus. It's a very big campus. We have a cafeteria, the classrooms, of course. We have a games room. We have a computer room, and you can see part of the reading area. So there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of space, and there's a lot of things to be able to do there. The campus in Lyon, strategic location. Once again, it's the gastronomic capital of France. A lot of the famous chefs come from Lyon. They still have some of their restaurants there. Michelin stars you may have heard of, which you have in hotels. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star hotels and palaces, which are above 5-star hotels. In restaurants, you have Michelin stars. Now, there are not many restaurants in the world. I mean, there are probably hundreds, but compared to the amount of restaurants in total we have, there's not a lot. But it's the very high-end restaurants that would have Michelin stars, which originate from the city of Lyon. So there again, you have some of the different photographs of the cafeteria, the games room, and some of the students relaxing there. Second thing that most people think about, the first thing you think about when you're going to study abroad is, where should I go? Most people think about going to the English-speaking countries. So it could be the UK, it could be Australia, it could be the United States. France has not always been a place that people would think of, because first of all, you think, well, they speak French. We don't speak French. All of our programs are delivered in English, but we do teach you French each day. So I'm going to explain to you some of the good reasons that you should think about going to France rather than any other country now, because France is becoming the #1 destination. For over the last 2 or 3 years, the government have been putting many things into place. And one of them that they've put into place to help you decide to come to France is helping you with accommodation. It's the biggest amount of your spending money each month that's going to go, and that's towards accommodation, because accommodation is expensive in Europe. It's typically 400 to 800 euros for a very small apartment, depending on whether you're in the center, of course, of the city or whether you're on the outskirts. Now, that's the bad news, because it is a little bit expensive. However, there is some good news, 2 bits of good news for you. The first one is that Aura International actually offer accommodation. We can provide accommodation for our students, both in Lyon and both in Paris. The second point, which is probably the biggest, is that the French government so much wants international students to come to France, they will actually help pay your rent, and up to 50% each month. So generally between 35 and 50% of your monthly rent will be paid back to you by the government each month. So obviously that's to help you, because we know studying in France can be quite expensive, or studying in Europe in general. So this is to help you financially. That's just one of the measures. I'll talk about the others a little bit later. So the second one is the internship. You will see when I explain to you the programs that we offer that each year, whichever program you're doing, you'll be doing 6 months studies and 6 months internship. Now, once you've done your 6 months studies, we consider that it is good for you to be able to put into practice what you have been taught during the first 6 months. So you will have your internship that will be provided by Or International through our partner companies. Now, our partner companies range from very small companies, startups, to very big business companies, international companies. On the hospitality side, we generally only work with 4-star and 5-star hotels, and most of our partners are actually palaces. So again, you have 3, 4, 5-star hotels, and then you have above 5-star palaces. We have many students that are actually doing their internship at the moment in the south of France, which is very popular for sort of where the millionaires hang out, etc. So it's very good. Also, we've had students that have just come back from doing their internship in the mountains, where they actually, some of them saw snow for the first time, and had a chance to ski, because some of the palaces are in the very high-end ski resorts in France, in the Alps, in the mountains, if you like. So when you do your internship for 6 months, you're actually paid each month. You'll have a stipend, which will be a minimum of 623 euros per month. In reality, it can be as much as double or triple that. It depends on the company, but the minimum you would get in France would be this amount, which would be 624 euros a month. If you're working in hospitality, you actually get accommodation and your food and your clothing, because you have a uniform, of course, working in hospitality. All of this is given to you. So it's actually pocket money for you. So very interesting for the internships. We do also have many students that have done their internship and been offered a job with the company, especially in hospitality, once they finish their studies. So there are many opportunities, placement opportunities, because if you think about it, if you go for your internship and you're here for, let's say you're doing a BBA, then you'd be here for 3 years. Okay. If you're here for 3 years doing 6 months on internship each year, that's 1.5 years that they've got to know you. So if they need to employ someone, they would rather employ someone like yourself, that they've known you. You've almost grown up with them. You've been working together for 18 months in total. So it makes sense. So that's why we have lots of opportunities for placement too. Some of the partners that we work with, you may or may not know, but they're very high end and they're very international. Some of them in business, could be finance or other, and some of them in hospitality. The biggest benefits of actually coming to France, I've mentioned some of them to you. The first one is the social security system. From the moment you arrive in France, the team at Or International will actually take you to one side, sit down with you and set everything up for you. This includes social security, which is your health and insurance coverage, which is paid for by the government. So you don't have any worries at that end. Then the internship assistance is what we're actually giving you and finding you your internship for you. The Schengen visa is the visa that you would need to come to Europe, and especially to come to France. So basically, we will prepare you and take you through the process so that you can obtain your visa. Just one point on the visa. A lot of people say, yes, but are the visas easy to get? Are they difficult? Will I be refused, etc.? The only thing I can say to you is that France have really done a lot to attract students to rather come to France than to go anywhere else. So they want you to come to France. If you have what I would call a good file, which basically is very easy, it means that you speak a good level of English. It means that you know where you're going, you know a little bit about France, which you can easily find on the internet or even on our website, where we explain everything about lifestyle, about the cost, about everything. Which school you're going to, what do you know about the school? Again, on the website, you have absolutely everything. What's your project? Which studies are you doing? Which program do you want to follow? That's really important, because you obviously need to know where you're going and what you're setting yourself up for. And then, of course, what's your long-term goal is the fifth point. What do you want to do after your studies? Do you want to stay in France to work? Do you want to go to another country? Do you want to go home? Do you want to start a business? All of these things are very simple, and you need to ask yourself these questions, whichever country you're going to. But I'm telling you now, if you want to come to France, if you can answer those 5 questions and you're comfortable and you know what you want to do and you're convincing, absolutely no problem. 100%, you will get your visa, and we will take you through with our partner, Diligent Immigrations. We will take you through the process. We will help you and follow you all along the way. With the Schengen visa, one other thing is that technically you can go and visit other Schengen countries. Now, you won't have that much time. A lot of the students that come to France take up a part-time job, so that takes up some of their evening time. Then also you have your internship, you have your studies. So during the holidays, when the school is closed for the summer holidays, for the Christmas holidays, there are a couple of others during the year. That's usually when students decide, hey, I'm going to go and visit Spain, Italy, or wherever. Germany, I don't know, anywhere. All of those countries you can get to within sort of 1.5, 2 hours maximum. We have cheap flights. We have international airports, both in Lyon and in Paris. When I say cheap flights, it's as little as 20 or 30 euros, and that's going there and coming back. So there are some good deals available, and our students do travel, but generally during the holidays. The next thing is the CAF, which I mentioned earlier. I didn't call it that earlier, but that's what it is. It's the subsidy on accommodation rental for international students. So this is where basically the government will pay back 35 to 50% of what you are paying for your rent. Student concessions, as long as the school that you go to, such as ourselves, is an eligible school and a school that is linked to the government, so a proper school, if you like, if you prefer, then you can have the right to a student card. Now, we would give you the student card, which basically just has your name and your details on. And with this card, you can get concessions almost everywhere. Transportation is much cheaper. Going to the cinema is much cheaper. Museums, anywhere that's cultural, even McDonald's is cheaper. So everything is cheaper for students in France. That's not just international students, it's French students too. All students, it's cheaper once you have this card because you're coming from a school that is linked to the government. Okay, so if I dive into the details of the BBA, the MBA, and the EMBA, the Bachelor's in Business Administration. So it's the BBA is either specializing in international business management or international hospitality management. The course duration is 3 years, and the course structure is 6 months studies, 6 months internship. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The eligibility criteria is the European Baccalaureate, the high school diploma, 12th grade or higher secondary school certificate, or the equivalent in any stream. The course fees are €10,400 per annum for the Paris campus and €8,500 for the Lyon campus. Now, the administration fee is identical for both. Each year you have an admin fee of €320. The intakes are actually September. It's incorrect on the screen, and I apologize for that. The next intake is the 2nd of September 2025, which means that you have to have applied at the latest by the 15th of June. 15th of June. That's the latest you can apply, because we have to have the time to prepare you and your file for your visa application, so that you can arrive here maybe 10 days, a couple of weeks before the actual start date, which is the 2nd of September, so that you're all ready to be able to start your courses. Moving on to the MBA, which is the Master in Business Administration, I beg your pardon. Again, specialization is in international business management and international hospitality management. This is a 2-year course. We're at a higher level here, of course. 2-year course, 6 months studies, 6 months internship, and the eligibility criteria is the European Baccalaureate level 3 or 4 bachelor's degree, so your BBA, or the equivalents in any stream. The course fee for Paris is €11,400 per annum, and in Lyon it is €9,500 per annum. Again, the admin fee is €320 for both of the campuses, and the intake is September the 2nd. Latest date to apply, the 15th of June. We do have places available in both of the campuses, perhaps a little more in one than the other, but nevertheless, you can still apply. Generally, when you apply, you're looking at something like a week maximum. You would have gone through your interviews with ourselves, and you would know if you've been accepted or not to come to our school. Last but not least is the Executive Master in Business Administration. So again, still business management and hospitality management. This is for people that have actually got their bachelor's degree. And then once they obtained their bachelor's degree, they want you to go out and work immediately. So it's somebody that has a BBA, they've gone out to work and they've been working for a minimum of 3 years. If you're in that situation, then you can apply for an EMBA, which is a 12-month course. And the 12-month course, again, 6 months study, 6 months internship. This course is only available in the city of Lyon. And the course fee is 11,200 euros per annum with 320 euros admin fee. And the intake for that is October, as it says on the screen. We do have early bird scholarships. So basically what we do is on a first come, first served basis. So basically at the end of each year, for the following year, I decide how much money we'll put to one side for the scholarships, which are to help people financially to be able to come to France. And then obviously the following year, we use that until there's none left. If you're wanting to go to the Lyon campus, then there is no scholarship for the first year. However, for the second year of your studies, whether it's BBA or MBA, you would have a 3,000 euro scholarship. If you would like to do the EMBA, which is again just in Lyon, it's a 1,000 euro scholarship. If you would like to go to Paris in the first year, you have both for BBA and MBA, you have a 1,500 or 1,500 euro scholarship. And the second year is 3,000 euros of a scholarship. So again, first come, first served basis. All you need to do is ask us for it. Now, we will check a few details with you, of course, because the idea is to help people that come from normal working class families. If you come from a multimillionaire family, chances are you wouldn't get a scholarship. But otherwise, a lot of students actually do apply and do manage to get that. So actually applying is very easy. Obviously, your first step is to go through our trusted partner that's here with us today. But if you do want information, you can actually go to the website, which you'll have the details on the screen in just a while. And you get all the information you like, including the procedure of being able to upload all the papers that we need from you. I say all the paperwork, it's not that much. It's very simple, just some basic identification documents, as it says on the screen, a filled application form, passport, front and back, updated resume, and a letter of motivation, etc. So it's a very simple process. What is important, which some of you may not have heard of, are what we call accreditation. So this is where external companies or governments have actually said that they've audited what you're doing in that school and the programs that you deliver, and they are up to a certain level. Now, the first one on the right-hand side, you may or may not have heard of, is called AMBA, Business Graduates Association, of which we're a member. Then we have ICRI. ICRI specifically for hospitality. Very high end and very stringent. EFMD Global is for business and hospitality. We're actually with them more for the business side. RNCP, most of you probably haven't heard of. It's probably the most important that's on the screen, which is actually the French government saying that the courses that you're giving are up to the level that we require in France. And last but not least, on the left-hand side, I'm very proud of personally, it's the Chambers of Commerce and Industry. We're one of only 9 schools that are actually a partner with the Chambers of Commerce. So again, all of these accreditations are basically to say that the quality of education that we give is very high level. Okay, so we have our contact details are on the screen. You have the or a website, which is well worth visiting. What I'm going to do now is bring back in Vikas from our trusted partner, Diligent, and I'm also going to bring back in Niharika. Yes. Slowly but surely, she will appear on the screen. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do now is have a look at some of the questions that we have. I'm not sure if we can actually see you, Niharika. I think everything's turned on. I can't seem to see. We can hear. No, don't worry. We can hear you. That's the main thing. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the questions, and then we'll see who can answer them. So, Okay, so the first one I've literally just answered. So thank you for the question. Does our International School of Management have recognition from the French Ministry of Education? The Minister of Higher Education and Research in France is actually my boss. So yes, we're recognised, and that's who I depend on. Thank you for that one. Let's have a look. Okay, so it's the same person asking a different question. As an international student, which MBA offers more job opportunities, business or hospitality? That's a really good question. It's a fairly difficult one to answer. I would say that you need to look at not just what's happening in France, but of course in the world. Hospitality is definitely something that a lot of countries are looking to. Where countries are looking to hire people. You have the Middle East, um, lots of countries in Asia too, where they're actually looking for more and more qualified hospitality staff because people are traveling more now. So I wouldn't say it's 50-50 between business and hospitality. I'd say that perhaps there's a little bit of a tendency to get more job offers in hospitality, but it's really not that far off one from the other. I know it's probably not the answer you were looking for, but it's the truth. It's so close between the two. Okay, let's have a look. Another question here from Satya. It's a paid internship in the hospitality professional courses. Yes, absolutely. Whether it's business or hospitality, it's actually a law in France, which is quite good because obviously it protects people that are coming here. And it states that you cannot do your internship without having a payment. So you're obliged to be paid and you will get paid. However, in hospitality, generally it's something between 625 to 1,000 euros, roughly, depending on where you're going. But it really is pocket money once again, because in hospitality, you'll be living where you're working. They will give you accommodation free of charge. They feed you every day, 3 times a day. So that's free of charge. And you have your uniform that's even looked after for you. So you have absolutely nothing to do other than work and then enjoy yourself in your free time. Let's have a look. Okay, so again, wow, lots of questions from this person. I'm not sure who it is, but what is the employment rate for international students who have completed an MBA and are proficient in both English and French? Now, that's a super difficult one to answer, not because I don't know, because it's hard to find the stats on this, because a lot of students come to France. Absolutely tons of students come to France, and some of them stay, some of them go. The government don't give precise figures on that. All I can say to you is, in general, in France, so I'm not just talking about international students, but all students, the rate of employment is extremely high. It didn't used to be. 20 years ago, they were struggling to find jobs. Today, youngsters that are freshly diplomed, have their diploma, they're easily finding work. It's the older people like me that would struggle today. But youngsters, definitely, they will find full employment very easily. And international students, especially, because you usually speak at least 1 or 2 languages. And then, of course, you would have learned French. The more you are proficient in French, the better it is, which is why we give you French courses every day. Because it's not a part of your program. It's an extra activity that we've given you, although it is an obligation. We oblige all of our students to do that so that you can learn the language, which means probably the first 6 months of studies, you would have learned the basics of French. But after, I would say in the second year, then you start to become really proficient because you've had 6 months of studies plus your French courses. You've practiced some of your basic French whilst you've been in your first internship. And the second year is where we see students are really thriving. I have students today that only speak to me in French, and they've been there for just maybe a year and a half. So, really the better French that you have, the better the job you will find, of course. Let's just have a look if we have any other questions here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we've had the same questions again. I'm not going to answer them twice. Internship opportunities included in the courses, yes. Okay, we've got one from Satya again. On campus or post-study job assistance is provided to international students. Yes, it is. We actually have a team that could uniquely look after that. Basically, in a nutshell, what happens when you arrive, literally within the first week or two, you have an interview with somebody called Maxine. So you can put a name to it. And basically, what he would do is talk to you about who you are, look at what you've done in the past, what you would like to do, talk to you about the different opportunities in internship, even though it's not going to be for another 5 or 6 months. He starts right from the beginning. He actually gives also courses to the people to explain to them how to make their CV European, how to start building a network, including using LinkedIn, etc. So yes, we have people that are going to be helping you for your internship, and then effectively once you've finished your studies, we have lots of tools, and we have people that will be helping for placing people, those that want to stay also. Okay, this is a good one. Haven't had this one yet today. Thanks again, Satya. Language requirements or other admission criteria for international applicants. I'll talk to you about the English. Basically, to come to France, the big difference to many other countries is you do not have to have any particular certificate to prove that you have a certain level of English. France, when you come to France, you would have an interview. Firstly, with ourselves, you have 2 interviews. And then when you're going for your visa, you'll have 1 interview. And that interview will be conducted in English, where they're testing your level of English. But you do not need IELTS or anything like that. It's not an obligation at all. So concerning the other criteria, I mentioned it earlier during the presentation, so you can go back to the screen and see. But I don't know, Niharika, maybe do you want to add anything, or have I covered everything?
I think we have covered almost everything. It's just that there was one question that if we are offering programs in social sciences, so I just wanted to address that also, that we are a management school and we are offering BBA and MBA programs. But yes, we have specialization BBA in AI and data science also these days. So students can opt for that as well.
Okay, thank you. That's great.
That's it, I think.
Okay, let's have a look. Let me just have a quick look through if there's anything else. I don't think so. No, I think that's fine. I think we've covered almost everything. So look, the first thing that I want to say to you is thank you. Thank you for having been here today. If you do want to keep following us to see all of the information, the new information that we're bringing out, then please, by all means, just think about liking and subscribing to the channel. I'd just like to give the last word, if I could, to Vikas, and thank you again for being here. Vikas, would you like to have a last word? Just say thank you and goodbyes.
Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot for having the session. It's a wonderful session with you. I thank you, Niharika ma'am, for your
No problem.
for great
Okay, well, look,
Thank
sessions.
you.
thank you all for
Dear
having been
students, we
here
will be
today.
helping you out for your every query, every doubts. You can call me up. You can call me up at any time.
Okay, that's great. You've got the details on the screen of Diligent Immigration Solutions. You've got the phone number, you've got the email. So do give them a call. They're our trusted partner. So you can get in touch with them and they will help take you through the process. And then once you start the process, you'll be dealing with, amongst other people, Niharika. So thank you both for having been here today. Thank you all for having watched. We hope to see some of you in France soon. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.